Alright, everyone, welcome. Apologies for my mess behind me. I'm cleaning up some laundry, and so not exactly the prettiest right now. Maybe I should get a green screen one of these days. Since it's the start of the season, I realize there may be some new players that are watching this, so I wanted to do a quick walkthrough of this replay model. If you've never used the replay tool, you come over here to your player icon, click on it, and then across the top, this only works if you're not in a group. If you're just by yourself, go to your history tab, and then it'll show you your recent games and recent play of the games. Those are always fun to look at, but they don't tell the full story of what your gameplay is like. One tool that I like to use is the game report, and as you can see here, I've been having a bit of a rough loss streak. I can click on one of these games and view my report. What did I do? And you can pull up the stats from the board and like, hey, that's not too bad, but still got out healed. Things like that. That's a very quick one. Or, hey, I didn't die a lot, but they died even less than I did. So you can use those game reports to look at your accuracy, your effectiveness, all kinds of stuff. For what we're going to do here, we're going to look at the replays. The game automatically stores your last 10 replays, and when you get it, you can get a code to share with somebody. And so every week, I try to do a breakdown of what these replays look like based on the game codes from our matches on Wednesday. So I'm going to come down here to this code that they sent me, and we're going to watch this replay. Try to see which sound setup I like better. Alright. So our team is over here. One of the first things I always do before a match starts is looking at the hero selection. So we got a Doomfist, Soldier, Sojourn, Ana, Lucio. Pretty solid setup. Lucio's fun on this map. Ana heals a lot. Doom has a lot of punch potential on this map. Soldier and Sojourn apply really even pressure. All around good.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
Alright, getting a decent rollout. Now this worries me because we're getting split, but we've also got a DPS and a support, and then a tank and a support. Oh, both DPS and support, so that gives us some room. Just got a really aggressive Widowmaker position here with that Tracer.
The objective is now active.
I'll need to get back to my homie in a second after this map finishes up. Okay, so one thing I actually really like about this, aside from that dive, is that we didn't just jump onto the point until we did. But if you don't have the angle or the advantage, then just back out. You don't have to go in and die. Sometimes not dying is a win. Oh, that's not a 1v1 you want to take. Kind of got spoiled there, or lucky. And lucky that the jump didn't finish you off too, but take the wins, take the wins. One thing I really recommend is getting charged right clicks. That'll help confirm one-shot kills instead of hoping and praying for that one little crit headshot to come in. Alright, getting even pressure across this front, that's really good. I'm eager to see how this Tracer's gonna do. Oh, that's a freebie. The Moira just jumped off, but then oh no! But honestly, we just kind of threw a little bit. At this point, though, I would definitely get out. Or at least back up a little bit. It's 3v3, but not really in our favor. Okay, there we go. There's 2 kills and some respawns. No, there's this junk, yeah. Getting that really late kill after most of his team's already gone, I call that staggering. Returning players, you've heard me call it that before. That's more so for the first-time watchers here. But yeah, you don't want to just let them get away and get back to their team, or just let them hide. But if you can kill them 5 seconds later, real quick before we go over this ult, it takes 8 seconds to respawn on a standard respawn timer. So if the whole team all dies within a second of each other, they're out of the fight for 8 seconds. But if one person dies, and then they keep fighting out, and then another one dies 5 seconds later, and then the other 2 die another 5 seconds later, and that one last person doesn't actually get killed for another 5 seconds, instead of being out of the fight for 8 seconds, you've now drawn it out to 20, which gives you a huge advantage given that some of these maps only have a 4-minute time bank. If you can shave off an entire team fight by just staggering them, that's a huge advantage. Now let's see what's going on with this Orisa ult. Oh, just poor decisions by that Orisa. Nano Zarya is always good. Some good clicky. I like the fact that I think we only use one ult for that. Solid. It's tempting sometimes where you're winning a team fight to throw an ult, then another ult, and then another ult, and then you realize you really only needed one and perhaps a well-placed cooldown. So that's some. So we're playing really aggressively now, and part of that is because Sojourn's hitting shots, but that always makes life easier. But careful, because these are positions where a better opponent, particularly like week 4, week 5, where they're going to start getting the better of us. So make sure that we're positioning wisely. Positioning aggressively is just fine, but also gauging where that's at. Oh, yeah, hate to see it. Alright. Oh, nice click. Shutting down that ultimate. Orisa's going for it, but yeah, this is a huge advantage. Orisa basically ran herself off the point into a bad fight, and it's just that poor Tracer who blinked off. Yeah, that mistake honestly was huge. Because it took that Tracer a full 20% to get back. Tisk. Let's keep moving.
Ready for battle.
I hate this overlay glitch. Alright.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round
running
2. Capture
largely the same comp. I know Noob Yeet has a really good dive tank skill, but it's also really cool seeing the static tank skill as well. Ooh, it's a good right click straight into a Zarya bubble. Good positioning. Zarya's in a position to help without adding extra damage opportunities, or opportunities to get damaged. And honestly, good call on that jump. None of you have the verticality to get him, so let's go get the rest of the team and force him onto the point. I'm not sure if someone called that in comms, but that's what everyone did, and it worked really well.
You're falling apart.
Ooh, that's a little... Good cover. Healing station. So in terms of aggression, I want to pause real quick. Based on this comp, the Zen makes it... The Zen's 6 or half dozen, but with an Ana, you should be able to hold right up here on this choke and just bully ball them, because your exposure to risk is a lot less. Especially if you try to pull up Zarya barriers, because you always need to have one, especially if they're going to try to dump multiple cooldowns into you. But if you come up here, you can just catch so much more spam damage. Zarya right clicks, Soldier rockets, Zenyatta just blind firing through the choke. Especially with the way that this team is playing. They're playing together, but they're not playing with a high level of aim or rotation. They very much go together, and that's the strategy, at least from what I can tell so far. So if that's the case, coming up here to this safe point of aggression, because if they dump a whole bunch of cooldowns, you can have the Zarya way up here, while the soldiers here and the Zen can, I forgot where, yeah, all the way back here. They'll like butt up against the wall. Where is it at? There it is. Yeah, and just charge up right clicks. So playing up a little bit could help here. Oh, I did the dumb. Sojourn actually can get really good pick angles over here, because if there's trouble, zoop, and then back inside. So looking at aggression points like that. But unfortunately, they got the space back in. This is still defensible. Let's see what happens over here. Okay, they're just walking away from the junk. An easy rule, even against players with lower skill, is don't go into a closed room with Junkrat. Even the dumbest of Junkrats can be lucky, and sometimes it's better to be lucky than smart.
Thank you.
But making him play in this open range, oh yeah, him hitting that arch projectile is going to be low. Zen's got a sight line and a heal pack up here. Yeah, and just making him chill. Good positioning. Yeah. Oh, so real quick with orb choices, it had a tough choice because the tank was half and the DPS was half. The problem is half is relative. Half for a DPS is 100 damage or 1 Reinhardt Fire Strike. Half for a tank is at least 200. That gives them a little more room. In that situation, keep it on the lower health target, not just the lower percentage.
My
strength unleashed.
Decompose. Touch now.
Alright, man. Zarya is just getting brave. Hydratic over here. Just pocket heals for days. Good rotation to keep your Zen safe. Just changing where you're... So, sorry, another definition for new folks. A rotation, let's just back up real quick, 20 seconds. We're gonna... Oh, come on. Watch this from the Zenyatta's point of view. So he comes down here. Dangerous spot. Junk and Zarya are here. But now, wait. Oh, shoot. I missed the pause point. As soon as Zarya came after Zen, 3 other teammates swing around to create a threat for the Zarya. Hey, get away from our Zen or we're sending you to spawn. And that's exactly what they did. Free 8-second retimer. Or respawn timer. With those orbs,
got you in my sights.
whenever Moira chucks orbs through the team, personally, as a squishy support main myself,
This ends now.
for me, that's actually when you want to clump together if it's in a tight space. If you can reasonably just sidestep it and be done with it, by all means do that. But if you're in a tight spot where it's going to bounce off a wall, you don't want any one squishy taking all of that damage by themselves. So like, oh, there's a Zen and a Sojourn and an Ana. We'll just stand together and all of you only take like 65 damage instead of one of you taking a whole ton of damage. It doesn't reduce the amount of damage that you do, but it does reduce how much one person takes out of that entire orb. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pause this stream. I'll start up a second stream for the